What's up everyone, welcome back. After further proving their commitment playing into a small ball lineup and having literally no need for DeAndre Jordan with Dwight Howard playing well, I think the Lakers need to add another 3&D wing. I did talk about a few younger potential 3&D players that they could target in a prior video, and I'll link that on the screen if you want to check that out, but today, I wanted to go over a few of overlooked 3&D options. And when I say that they are overlooked, I primarily mean by NBA teams, but also because they have been outright forgotten by many NBA fans. Two of them have been bouncing around the NBA this season, and one of them has not been in the NBA for a while for one particular reason. However, they have each proven capable of providing quality minutes. And with time quickly winding down before the playoff eligibility deadline, which if you did not know is on March 1st, they are very likely to be the best remaining 3&D options. In my opinion, they are each capable of contributing to a team right now in one way or another, and one of them even has familiarity with their team already. But along with those three, because of who I am also going to throw in an additional 3&D option who is currently tearing up the G League. Before we get into all of that though, if you could take a brief moment to drop a like on the video and hit that subscribe button if you have not already, I really would genuinely appreciate it. Without further ado though, let's dive into the video, and we are going to begin with the former Laker that I was referring to earlier, which happens to be Alfonzo McKinnie. Recently let go by the Chicago Bulls, McKinnie is now one of the better 3&D options available on the open market. He may not do anything spectacular, but he is not bad in any one area either. McKinnie is your prototypical 3&D wing. He can provide your team with around 15 productive minutes off the bench, and his solid frame allows him to play at both small forward and power forward, which is very helpful in regard to defense in today's NBA. For the Lakers in particular, who are currently having to rely on Trevor Ariza to do that for them, McKinnie would be an overall upgrade, because unfortunately, Ariza has finally appeared to have been hit heavily by Father Time. He can still provide a few good minutes here and there, but he is definitely not the 3&D option that he once was, and at this point, I think that Alfonzo McKinnie would be an upgrade over him. He is still relatively young at only 29 and has shown the ability to defend multiple different positions. No, he may not be a lockdown defender, but he can be an above average one, and most importantly, he can provide versatility on that end of the court. He would very likely become a full-time power forward in their current rotation. McKinnie would be one of their taller wing players, and in my opinion, would be an overall upgrade for their small ball lineup. He is a relatively streaky 3-point shooter, but I would give him the shooting edge over Stanley Johnson. McKinnie shot 41% from the 3-point line with their team last year, and clearly is comfortable in a catch-and-shoot role. Would he be a game-changing player for them? No, I don't think you could expect that from him, but at the bare minimum, I do think you'd help them at least a little bit, and his prior experience on their team would allow him to do that quickly. But now moving on to 3&D option number 2, which happens to be Tyreke Evans. Now I do understand that calling him a 3&D option might be a bit of a stretch, given that he has not played in a few years, but then again, there is not a whole lot available right now. If you did not know, Tyreke Evans has not played since 2019 due to being indefinitely suspended, and well, the NBA decided that it had finally been long enough for him to get another chance. He repeatedly violated the NBA's anti-drug program, which led to him being banned for a couple of years. But with his prior reputation as a quality player, along with not being that old yet at only 32, he will likely be given another opportunity relatively soon. He reportedly worked out for the reigning champion Milwaukee Bucks earlier this week, but as of right now, he is still currently available. Again, we have not seen him play in a couple of years, but when he did last play, he put up a quality 10 points per game while coming off the bench, along with shooting the ball at a fairly efficient rate too. And with all of that, he was a fairly reliable defender as well, but we do need to acknowledge that he is now a couple of years older and likely has fallen off a bit defensively. I really have no doubts about his ability to contribute on offense, but I do doubt his ability to still defend at a high level. Oftentimes, a player's lateral mobility will begin to decline before their overall athletic ability, and that typically means a heavy decline on defense. Overall, I would not hate the idea of signing Tyreke Evans, as he could probably help them offensively, but I'm not sure he would still be a productive defender for them. At the very least though, I did want to mention him. Before we get into my final 3&D option though, I wanted to give an honorable mention to the G League player that I brought up before, and that player happens to be Justin Anderson. Like I brought up before, he is currently tearing up the G League, averaging 23, 6, and 4, along with playing good defense and shooting at a career high level from the 3-point line. He may have finally put his game together. He has been in and out of the league for a while now, and largely due to being an inconsistent offensive player, but with him now appearing to be becoming a more reliable 3-point shooter, maybe that could change. Over the years, he has been given repeated opportunities in the NBA due to his ability as a defender alone. The only thing that has really prevented him from latching onto a team long term is, again, the 3-point shooting. I would prefer the Lakers to sign the other players on my list before Anderson, but he would not be a bad overall option either. Now moving on to the final player on my actual list though, which happens to be James Ennis. He has been bouncing around the league this season, but has been unable to find a longer term fit. And when I say that he has been bouncing around, I mean it. There are probably few players who are on a 10-day hardship contract longer than James Ennis. During the past few months alone, he's spent time with Brooklyn, Utah, Denver, and the LA Clippers. The only team between them that really gave him a real opportunity though was the LA Clippers. During the 2 games that he played with them, he averaged 14 minutes per game and was able to put up 10 points per game during that time. A better indicator of what he can provide your team though would have to be with his numbers from last year. In 41 total games, he put up over 8 points per game, shot very efficiently from both the field and 3-point line, along with playing respectable defense. And if you have been keeping up with my content since all the way back in free agency, then you'll know that I've been pushing for a team to sign him for quite a while now. To me, it really does not make sense why he has not been given a 1-year contract. No, he may not be a game-changing player, but he is very likely one of the best 3&D options available. And whether you want to judge that from reputation over time, production during the past year, or even from his current age, there are very little to no red flags. He has been a solid 3&D option for a while now, and given that he has still proven to be capable of doing that, along with not having any reported locker room problems, it really baffles me how a team has not kept him around. For the Lakers in particular, he would likely be their best overall 3&D role player. He is a better defender and shooter than Trevor Ariza, and while Stanley Johnson is a better defender than him, Ennis does have him beat in the 3-point shooting department. And overall, I think he would be an upgrade for their team. Will they actually pick him up? I kind of doubt it, but in my opinion, he is probably the best 3&D option currently available. With that though, that will conclude my overlooked 3&D player list. And what do you guys think? If you could choose one of them for the Lakers to pick up, who would you pick? Let me know your thoughts by commenting down below and we can talk about it there. But before you go, I would like to invite you to join the official Discord for the channel. If you like having NBA debates and discussion with others in real time, being updated on NBA news, or even being able to chat with me, then you really should think about joining. And if you want additional NBA content from me on YouTube, then I recommend you head over to my second channel called JSM Plus. I make videos on every NBA team over there, so if you think you might enjoy that, be sure to check it out. That will do it for this video though. Big thank you to everyone who took the time to watch until the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a new video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.